there are years, like you said in Toronto, that you thought your team was in a good place, and then you go on break.
Yeah.
Did the same team come back, or how? Did a different team come back? How would you describe it?
You never quite know. I find it really hard to predict anymore. But yeah, I don't think that break came at the perfect time for us. And just a lot of days, and it's going to take some time to get back into the swing of things. But it's probably better that we're playing a really good team, because we're going to have to be really prepared, and we're going to have to play really well. And then we have another one right after that on the road. So I think that probably puts your focus where it needs to be. So we'll see.
Daily Carolina update?
No Carolina update. But I don't anticipate any either.
You said you didn't think this break came at the right time. Is that because you felt like, you were gaining some momentum?
Yeah. Yeah, I thought, the Carolina game, the Louisville game, the Butler game, I thought we started to establish a little bit of a pattern there, and we're starting to get comfortable with that lineup. And we're still trying to figure out the rest of the rotation. I think we were starting to get a feel for, who can play together and who can't. So we have to get back to that. We kind of have to start over again, I think, in some sense.
To what degree is what Ash is doing at the perimeter giving you what you were missing earlier? I mean, she kind of can't give you everything that Azzi can give you, but she's giving you a lot of it, I would think.
Yeah. The pressure, the pressure on Paige to make shots is great if you don't have enough people to take some attention away from the defense, obviously. I think the fact that she's been so aggressive and so active in finding shots and taking them, whether I want her to or not, it really doesn't matter. I think Q's in the same boat. I think the two of them, and KK actually, I think the three of them know that whatever they do, I'm fine with it, and Ash feels really comfortable right now. She feels really, really comfortable. And I hope that, she can build on it every day in practice and with each game.
Is the uptick in energy just a result of everybody feeling more comfortable with their roles or with each other right now?
I don't know. Anymore, you kind of show up and you see what you got. But I think that's a lesson that everybody has to learn. We can bring whatever knowledge we have as a coaching staff to teach you how to play the game and what skills you're going to need to play the game. But we can't bring the energy. We can't bring the mental, part of the game. That's got to come. That's got to come from each individual. And and I've been on our seniors about that, our upperclassmen about it's their responsibility to make sure that we have that same mindset. And I don't think you can win without it. So, we were on a little bit of a roll there those 3 games, and I'd like to see us bring that same mentality. It's supposed to be a great crowd. It's almost sold out. So that's another great reason why it needs to be a certain way, and it will be. I think when the arena's full like that and the crowd's into it like that, I think it's hard for for kids not to be, not to be anxious and want to play great.
Do you think it would be better now, once now that it's bulk Big East schedule, that you'd be playing twice a week and whatever, instead of having a game and 5-6 days off and maybe 2 games, 10 days off?
Yeah. Well, you look at this week, it's Sunday, Wednesday, Sunday, right? So it happens fast, and they do pile up, and we were talking the other day with the team about after the non-conference, after the preseason part of the schedule, when the conference season starts and it becomes, January 1st, you open your eyes 3 days later and it's March. That's how fast it goes. You don't even know what day it is. You just know when your games are. And I think that's a good thing too. Because you're in game mode all the time.
When you look at the Big East landscape in terms of what you want to accomplish, how big of a game is this one against Marquette?
I mean, they're all, if you're trying to win the conference championship, I mean, every one of them is going to be as big as the other ones. It doesn't do you any good if you beat Marquette and don't win the next one. You would accomplish the same thing if you lost to Marquette and won the next one. So they're all significant if you're trying to win the conference, especially when you've got a bunch of good teams in the league that it may take less than 2 or 3 losses to win the whole thing. So I don't know that anybody's going to go undefeated in the league. I don't think so.
Is there a moment for Ash where you saw it just click for her, where it all came together, or has this just been a progression of her all along?
There's been times in practice right from the beginning where she would show you exactly what she's showing you now. They would just kind of go away for stretches, and I think there was a lot of, I should say a lot, too much thought being put into it on her end, and the less thought that goes into it and just instinct and just play, I think the better it is. And it's not easy when you're first playing in college and you're thrown into the starting lineup, and go out there and make all the shots Azy used to make. That's asking a lot, right? So you just hope that just go out, play by instinct, and do what you're good at. That's what she's doing right now.
Geno, following up on Chelsea's question, in terms of how the Big East has changed over the years, I mean, how much does it say about how the conference has rebuilt itself that I know you've never treated the conference schedule as easy to go undefeated, but the strength of the conference position, specifically this season?
Well, certainly last year was difficult. We had, 5 teams going to the NCAA tournament. So last year was difficult. And there were a lot of rebuilding to have to be done. A lot of really good players graduated or left, the program. So St. John's, DePaul, Villanova, Seton Hall, Georgetown, they all lost like really, really, really significant, so did we, significant players. So there has to have been, a lot of work going into, what we have right now. We've got Marquette playing great basketball, Creighton playing great basketball, Seton Hall playing great basketball, DePaul starting to get their act together. There's going to be different faces, but I think there's the parity in the league is still really, really strong, and you still have to, if you finish 4th in our league, you're still going to make the NCAA tournament. I mean, kind of the goal. And then if we're any good, we can get a fifth one in there. But that's why it's important that you play well every single game. It might come down to that at the end of the season. One game. St. John's played great against us on senior night here, and that might have been the game that put them in the tournament. So you never know.
Your games at Marquette the last couple of years have been, for the most part, first one to 60 wins. Yet this game, you're the number 1 and 2 offense in the Big East. Do you anticipate it being a little more wide open?
Well, I think it has to be on our end. I don't know that we can play any different. I don't know that we can just go out there and physically, overwhelm any team. So yeah, the game's got to be more open. And we've had a lot of success against them in the in the Big East tournament. But I don't know. I don't think anyway. Based on the way I'm watching them play on film, that they want a 60-point game. They've got a bunch of kids that are shooting the ball great, and they've got a lot of returning kids. They know each other pretty well. If we've got our rhythm going, we've got guys that can score, make plays. Again, I just keep going back to the consistency part. Can we get 80 to 85 points on the board every night? That's the big question. I was surprised we did it against Louisville. I'm surprised we did it against Butler because they usually play a very deliberate game. So we'll see. We'll see.
Did you get everyone back from Christmas healthy?
Yeah. Everyone's back. The guys that, Jenna's back today. AZ's meeting us in D.C. And Giannis coming, I think, soon. And, everybody's good. Everybody's good. There's not been any changes. Everybody's good. Ice is dealing with a little bit of a head cold, some kind of congestion that she's got. But other than that, everybody's good. Everybody's good.
How is Ice progressing for you?
Not as quickly as I would like, to be honest. Probably not as quickly as she would like. There's moments in practice where, I just kind of nod my head and go, that's exactly what we need. If we could get that every game, then I know Aaliyah would love it, and I know, our team would love it. And I think she's indicative of, some of the other guys on the team that, being able to be the same for long stretches and being able to do the easy things and making them look easy. When you look at it, she's got to rebound more. She's got to defensively be better and make the simple shots that we get for her, wide open shots. So we've tried to spend a lot of time on that, and hopefully that'll be the next step for her.